watching Where Are They Now with your host, Dianne Hart. Now here's Dianne.
Good evening. Welcome to Where Are They Now. I'm your host, Dianne Hart, and this evening I have the pleasure of interviewing a singer, a songwriter, a producer, Miss Denita Asberry. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm great. Looking forward to this interview. Let's get started. Let's talk a little bit about where are you from?
Detroit, Michigan, born and raised.
And the schools that you attended?
I went to McCullough Elementary, Longfellow Middle, and Murray Wright High School, and Mercy College.
I know that you're going to be promoting a tribute that you're going to be doing, I should say, to the late, great Aretha Franklin.
Yes.
All of this music that we're going to be playing tonight is going to be songs that you're going to be singing as a part of your tribute. But before we get to that, let's just talk a little bit about you. How old were you when you started singing?
I started singing, it was at age 4, what my mother tells me. And then when I started professionally making money, I would say age 16. That's when the bug bit me. The bug bit me at age 10 when I sang my first solo at elementary school.
And then after that, you started your first real paid gig at 16?
At 16. Let me back up. It was 8. At age 10, we did an album at elementary school before I graduated from elementary to go to junior high. And it was called What We Believe We Can Achieve. And that's, at age 8, that's when the bug bit me and I got my standing ovation for the first time.
Wow. That had to be phenomenal.
It was. And the mics went out that night, too. And we didn't have any speakers back in the day. And I'm so glad I did.
Would you say, I absolutely want to still sing. It's not my fault the mics went out.
Right.
I still have a voice. I'm ready to go.
I can belt and ready to go.
So where did you sing your very first professional song?
It was in a bar across the street from this bowling alley called the Bowlerama. The Monte Carlo. That's what it was called. Yes, I remember that. Age 16 was in a band called Main Attraction. It was just great. And then I joined another group called Royalty. And then we changed our name to the Opulent. And we would, do picnics and we'd do the State Fair, Stars of Tomorrow. Back in the day, I think Thea Barnes used to host that, matter of fact. And then we would do the Detroit Renaissance and the club every Thursday. And we were there. So we, one of the bandmates, who is playing with me, Sean Friday. So this is so wonderful to have him with me. His mother was our manager. And my mother would help wrangle the kids. So, we would just stay in one room until it was time for us to perform.
So you all really were underage to be able to even be in the bar.
Yes. I have one wonderful memory. I used to sing at the Blue Chip too with Mr. Cody Black. I met him because he used to have an open mic once a week. And he said, you'll win $500 if you win. Well, I kept winning. And he said, you have to stop coming back because it's making it look like it's rigged. He said, better yet, why don't you just join my band? So that's how I worked with Cody Black. And at the Blue Chip too, I met this beautiful lady that said, I want to help you out, and I'm running the club, and I want to talk to you for a minute. Can you come over here and sit down? And my mother allowed her to talk to me one-on-one, and she said, have you had any sex? I said, no, ma'am, I'm 16. No way. And so she said, yeah, because you sound like it. I got a little offended. It's like, what does she mean by that? And she said, what I mean is when you get your heart broken. I said, I've had my heart broken. I've had boyfriends. We've had the worst breakups. I've cried. She said, but after your emotions get so deep and after you're really intimate with someone, you'll start singing different because you'll know what the real hurt is. You'll know what real love is. And she wasn't lying. I said, I get it now. I really get it. So I started singing differently. I was emoting instead of just singing. And then she asked me, and by the way, who dressed you today? I said, me. And she said, and whose stockings you have on? I said, my mother's. And she said, yeah, Okay, she said, I could tell because you have elephant legs. You keep sitting down and standing up, and it's getting wrinkled by the ankles. And then she said, look at your environment. Look and see, who's around you, who you're playing to. Because right now, the way you dress, you look like you're going to Sunday school. So I said, okay. And then she was like, and sing to the man, and just know how to work the crowd. And that lady I was watching Stand in the Shadows. And my mother was telling me about it, when we left. I was like, who is that lady? She said, well, I'll let you talk to her because we know her from back in the day. She used to open up all the shows when Supreme, Four Tops, the Temptations, and Marvelettes, Vandellas. She would open the show. She was a dancer. Mm-hmm. And then I see the movie Stand in the Shadows. It was Lottie the Body. Said, I know her. And I'm so thankful for her because everything she had poured inside of me, I retained it and I remember it, and I got a chance to thank her when Misty Love did her the Black Music Awards in Detroit, and my friend Anthana McNeil from A-List.biz here. I said, hey, can you just tell her on the phone? I'm telling her on the phone to tell her, thank you.
Wow.
I just really thank you for that.
Yeah. So that means you took off them pantyhose.
Yes. I'm a fishnet girl now. They don't move.
You took off them pantyhose. You became a fishnet girl. You took off whatever kind of dress you might have had on. Or did you have on pants when you were doing? No, you had that on dress because you could see your elephant legs with the pantyhose wrinkling around the ankle.
She saved me a lot from a lot of things that evening. We won't even talk about that, but yes.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm
very thankful for her.
So did your mom sing?
Yes, she did. Oh. And my uncle and my aunt. And that's where I, felt like, well, I want to do that. And my mom, she got polyps on her vocal cords. And so when they would have rehearsal, she couldn't hit a note. And I was like, well, can I just take your note? Can I just try this out? So they would sing a cappella or they would sing with a piano. Somebody would come over. Yeah. And my mom was really shy. So I guess they had an audition for Motown, and I guess she didn't want to go further because she just got nervous to fly and the whole business of it all. And so I was like, just taking the torch, and she passed it on.
Wow. What a phenomenal opportunity she gave you.
Yes. I'm very thankful for her because she's been in the car reading the newspaper, waiting for me for a rehearsal, waiting for me in the line. Her and my grandmother, they would see me standing in line. They would have hot tea for me in a thermos, bring me a lawn chair to sit down. I mean, they were there. Every audition, I thank them so much.
I'm sure you absolutely did. So let's talk a little bit about some of the folk who inspired you to sing some of we know Aretha is one of them, but let's talk about some of the other people who inspired you along the way.
Well, I used to do a show called Mama Don't. It was a gospel tour with Mike Matthews, and there was a lady named Lydia Wright Bryce. So she kind of took me under her wing, helped me out on the road. I was like 19, so she really inspired me. Valencia Edner. I worked with the Petty Players in Detroit, and that was it was right after I had my child, and I was learning to sing, dance, and act all at the same time. I am so indebted to them. Valencia Edner, Mr. Petty, his sister Gwendolyn, and dancing. I mean, it was so great. And then I was also brought to Lisa McCall. We did a show called Devil Made Me Do It. Mm-hmm. And I went to her and I said, I want to take your African class because I had to get rid of that baby fat. And I mean, she took off all the fat. And I'm so proud to say we've kept in touch all these years. And, she's working with us and she's bringing her dancers. And she is Aretha Franklin's original dancer. Her dancer first, then choreographer, then production manager, and then road manager. She is the one-stop shop for everything. So proud of her.
Absolutely. And you're going to get to actually perform with her, and she's going to bring her dancers to dance with you all.
Yes. And it's my first time having dancers for my show. So my show is called Soulville Respect to the Queen.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take a break and we're going to play our tribute to Aretha. So let's take a break and we'll be right back.
Watching Where Are They Now with your host, Dianne Hart. Now here's Dianne.
Welcome back to Where Are They Now. I'm your host, Dianne Hart, and this evening I have the phenomenal pleasure of being able to interview Miss Denita Asberry. I know you're going to just blow it out of the water. Is that one of your favorites?
It's so many, you just want to get them all in. So I try to create some medley so I can touch stuff here and there. Can't do the whole song, but I just want people to remember the days when times were good feelings, and you was with a good person. I grew up on it, even though it wasn't my era. My mother would hear me play on my little 45 records. I think Madonna just came out, and she said, "Who was that?" And I was like, "I like her." And she was like, "Okay, here's this 45. I need to learn this." But I said, "Yes, ma'am. Who is this?" "Okay, Aretha Franklin." "Okay." So her little treasure chest of music. I'm so glad she introduced that to me. She introduced me to the Hawkins family, and I would sing their songs in church. I was known as the Going Up Yonder girl. I was like, I do know the songs, you guys. That's the song I have on the album when I was 10.
Oh, that's phenomenal. I can't even imagine.
Mr. Falston. Miss him.
I know that you do write. Do you write for others?
No, right now I have been concentrating on getting my show off the ground, and then I'll get back to writing and try to write for others as well.
So do you have any of your own new music that's going to be coming out in between the show, or are you just concentrating on your show and then you'll get back to that later?
Yes, I'll just concentrate on Aretha and production of the show and getting everything good for all my friends and family in Detroit. I am so excited. I cannot wait.
And when does this show begin in Detroit?
It will be March 25th on her birthday.
Oh.
At 8 o'clock. And I'm being brought in by Brown Productions, a longtime friend. I've known him since Milwaukee at the Potawatomi Casino.
Let me ask you this. You told us what time and the day, but you didn't tell us where.
Oh, the Motor City Casino at the Soundboard.
That's important, right?
That's very important.
Absolutely. Have you performed there before?
Never. Before I left Detroit, I performed pretty much everywhere. Music hall, and I did the Gym Theater, the Attic Theater. I mean, I was all over the place. And that's my first time. I am so excited.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you are. So let's talk a little bit about that show. How long is the show?
90 minutes.
That's real singing. So are you performing the entire 90 minutes?
Yes. I take one break.
Uh-huh.
And I hand it off to my band. And I let the saxophone player do his thing. And they all take solos, and it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful tribute of just taking you down memory lane.
I'm sure. Are tickets on sale already?
They are on sale. Yes, they are. And they're selling.
I know they are. So what social media platforms can they find you on?
Well, I have Instagram, and it's Soul Queen. And then I also have Honey Child on Instagram, honeychild999.
Okay.
And you can find me, you put in Denita Asberry, you will find me.
Okay. So you're on YouTube and all the other platforms as well.
Yes.
And where can they buy their tickets?
Ticketmaster.
Oh, it'll connect them from any of those social media platforms.
Yes.
Ticket Masters. You all better get your ticket. It's going to be sold out. Are you there for just one night show or are you there for several?
Just one night.
Wow. And where are you going from there?
Back home, I have another show here at the Italian American Club. It's the Isley Brother, Doobie Brother show. Yeah, but before we leave on the 20th, I have a show here in Vegas at the Anthem at the Freedom Hall. So I have that show, and then we're getting ready, geared up, and we're coming to Detroit.
And as soon as you get back to Vegas, you have a show?
Yes, of a bunch of my friends, we got together. There is a guy, his name is Hollywood, and he's my percussion player, and he put together this show. I'm singing back up, and I'm doing some duets with the Isley Brothers. So it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful show. And actually, he has two like famous uncles that played percussion. And this is how he ended up in my band, because he said, "Hey, my uncle, he played for Aretha. She had a conga player." I'm like, "Okay." I had no idea. And then I heard him playing another with the Temptation, the Four Tops, the tribute. And I said, "Okay." And now I hear it loud and clear. And his other uncle is in Little Feat since the 70s. So we have a good crew. My saxophone player, I met him when I sang backup for Gladys Knight. My drummer, he played for Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Let's talk a little bit about some of those other folk who you perform with. I didn't know you played with all of those folk. Let's talk a little bit about some of the people who you have collaborated with.
Yes. I've worked with Billy Porter, the Righteous Brothers, Wayne Newton, Louie. Louie, he had a hit called Living in Lap of Luxury. So he lived out here for a minute. And we would open or close at the Hilton for Christine W., who's still like at the top of the charts doing house music. So I've worked with a lot of people, and it's just been a wonderful, wonderful transition into doing something else different, going from like production shows, because I came in Vegas doing Beehive. And then, then I worked at the Motown Cafe. I got fired from my job because I know I needed to go to that audition, and they happened to have the audition on the news, and I didn't know they were filming me, and my boss saw it. But I said, I didn't come here to count the tickets of the clothes, and I came here to sing. So she said, "Well, I hope you get the job." And I'm thinking to myself, I hope so too. And I did. I worked with David Cassidy and EFX when he was here at the MGM. I've been around the block. I've been up and down the strip and off the strip and out of the country. I've worked in Germany and Japan, and I worked everywhere.
I was going to ask you, had you been around the world, and how do you like that?
Love it. I love it. Now I'm a guest entertainer on some ships. I work for Celebrity, Royal Caribbean, NCL, P&O right now. So I'm very blessed. When they call, I go running.
I know that's right. What you say, I'm ready. Expat, we'll travel.
That's right. That's right. I'm bringing my backup singers, and they're really good friends of mine. That's the one thing. Everybody on the show are friends of mine. We all get along, so we have fun on stage at shows. We really have fun off stage. And this time, I have a new piano player, because the piano player that was my MD, God rest his soul, it was Eddie Fluellen. He was a member he was the original member of Switch. And we just lost him last year. That was very hard for all of us. But we had a good time. And I can't tell you, we would laugh so hard that your stomach would be hurting the next day, and your horse. So that's how fun the whole group is.
Right.
Yes. So, one of my backup singers, she worked for Michael Henderson back in the day.
Let me ask you, what do you think out of all of your shows, which one? Well, I know part of one that you will never forget, and that was the one for the standing ovation when you were only 8. But let's talk a little bit about what other show just stands out in your mind when you think about a show that you'll never, ever forget.
When I started doing orchestras with this show, it has been like such a blessing to have a 22-piece orchestra. And I have a wonderful guy, Jeff. He helps me with all the arrangements. And the arrangements is sometimes I hear it, and it just takes my breath away. to hear all the strings, and it make you want to cry, you know.
Yeah.
But I said, okay, I'm in the show. I can't let my emotions take me over. But because I'm thinking, it's surreal. I'm standing here with 22 piece, and we're doing Aretha.
Right.
And I said, that's just a blessing. That stands out of my mind, you know. And then the other one is like, we went to Mississippi for the first time. I've never seen a crowd act that way. I got so overwhelmed. So when the show was over, I just bawled in tears. And one of my friends, she was with me, and she worked with me in Legends in Concert. She said, I've never, because usually the crowds for Legends in Concert, they're the longest running tribute show in the world. Johnny Stewart, he just passed away this year, that created it. And I think it started like in the 80s. And I was just so thankful to be a part of it. But I just could not believe they acted that way, because their crowds are usually very conservative, you know. It reminded me of the Blues Brothers show when they were in the church and people was flipping and running down the aisles, and that's what it really, really reminded me of. I was, wow. And we go there from time to time. And it feels like a second home. They know how to get down, and they know how to feed us. I can't stay there that long because I would blow up, because the food is amazing.
I'm sure it is.
I'm a foodie.
Will you be here for the Detroit Black Music Awards show this year?
I'll have to call Misty Love and find out when it's happening. So
it's the first weekend in August, always.
Always, okay.
Always. For 15 years, it's been the first weekend in August.
Yes, I have to do that, and I have to see my girl Kimmy Horn too.
Oh yeah.
Long overdue.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to take our second break, and then we're going to listen to another song that you love, and it's called Daydreaming. We'll be right back.
Kind of guy that would say, hey baby, let's get away, let's go someplace, where I don't care. He's the kind of guy that you give you everything and trust your heart, share all of your love till death do you part. I wanna be what he wants when he wants it and whenever he needs it. And when he's lonesome and feeling love-starved, I'll be there to feed it. I'm loving him a little bit for each day. Turns me right on when I hear him say, hey baby, let's get away, let's go somewhere. Oh, baby, can we? Why I don't care.
It's a new day for Detroit radio. It's internet radio. Make sure you're streaming in your car. Detroit's digital radio station for a new generation. DetroitHotRadio.com. Terrestrial radio can't do what we do because we are setting a new standard in Detroit. The best Detroit artists are here, along with all your national favorites. The most music 24/7 by all your local favorites, like Anita Baker, Michael Henderson, Kim,
So how did you find your way back in
and the Dramatics. If they're from Detroit, they're heard here. This is where Detroit turns for R&B from yesterday and today.
24 karat magic in the air.
Detroit Hot Radio.
Hi, this is Dianne Hart. Be sure to catch my shows as we interview politicians and special guests on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on The Opening Statement, the Lit TV network on Roku. Also, watch Where Are They Now as I interview entertainers of yesterday and today at 7:30 p.m. Detroit Hot TV on Facebook. Thank you.
You are watching Where Are They Now with your host, Dianne Hart. Now here's Dianne.
Welcome back to Where They Now. I'm your host, Dianne Hart, and this evening my special guest is Miss Denita Asberry. She is going to be performing this song in her Aretha tribute, which I'm sure will just be phenomenal. I am hoping I'm there in Detroit this weekend that you have your show. I'm so looking forward to it. I'm trying to get, I call it my second home. I'm trying to get home for your show. I really want to be there.
Really hope so.
This was one of your favorite songs. What made that? I know all of them are your favorite, but I know you really like this song.
I guess I had a relationship, and I was driving a Tahoe, and I was listening to the song, and it just hit me. You know, you hear the songs growing up, but then I said, "Ooh, Aretha, I get you." Daydreaming, thinking of you, because I guess she wrote that song for Dennis Edwards. She had a crush on him. I had a heart for my man at the time, and I said, "Oh, girl, I feel you." The one thing about her songs, like when I would do a show, young girls would come to me and that they didn't grow up with it, and they said, "Wow, I just broke up with my boyfriend. I feel that song. He is a no good heartbreaker and a liar and a cheat." And I said, it makes you relate. I usually when I do this tribute, I'm in the whole outfit. I give you the illusion that this is what she wore back in the day. This is the hairstyle, her movements and all of that. So one time I did a show and I called it Lessons from Aretha with Love. And I talked about all my ex-boyfriends. And I dedicate them to all the songs, the good, bad, and the ugly. And the friends that know me, like my backup singer, Ivana Christie, she was laughing very hard because she was there. I have cried on her shoulder. She heard all the stories. So, so it's even more funny. So, it's just that you can really relate to all her songs in your relationships. And then when I, in the gospel side, I mean, I have that in the show as well. Can't do Aretha without the gospel, right?
You cannot.
That's mandatory.
Sounds like fun and so exciting. I'm sure everybody is going to really, really enjoy all of the performances. I got to get there. Got to figure that out. Pablo, we got to go home. Gosh, I got to go home. Yeah, time to go home.
I gotta get my Coney dog. I gotta get my Fago and my Burners, my Better Made chips and my J's.
The only people I know, the only place I know where Verner's is just top ginger ale kind of a soda. Here at home, we have Canada Dry ginger ale. Don't you know? Thomas ordered them. I'm like, really? It's that serious? He was like, yeah. Nothing like a serious.
Oh yeah, you gotta have the ginger ale. It's the difference.
That to me is insane. But yeah. So let's talk a little bit about what you think has kept you in this space all these years.
Lately, like life has been hard. Like after the pandemic, for everyone, everybody is going through it. And I just think, like when I sing, when I've had bad breakups and I'm going through stuff, the singing keeps me sane. It keeps me grounded. It keeps me where, like they say, make yourself happy. Some people do, shopping, retail. I do a little bit of that too. But the singing, it heals my soul, and, whatever emotion you're going through, when I start singing, I get it. And then I come back to myself. I like talk myself off the ledge. I'm okay. You okay, girl? You're going to make it through this no matter how hard. And, I stay in it because, I love singing. I love singing with my friends. Even when we get off stage, we go sing karaoke because we love singing other songs that we don't do. We love harmonizing with each other, and playing with each other, just laughing, Right. Eat, drink, and be merry, right?
I know that's right. Those would be the three. Wow, that has to be just awesome. I can't even imagine you all sing all night. Now you're ready to go sing some more because you love it.
That's how much we love it. That's how much we love it. Yes.
That's great. That's great. One other thing I'd like you to tell some of these new upcoming entertainers. Let's give them a little bit advice. Drop some nuggets for them because I don't think they really get this.
Stop using autotune for one. On record, because I just remember going to concerts back in the day, everyone sounded like the record.
Right.
So sometimes some of the people now might not sound like it live. They sound a little different, because everything is so mixed, heavy in the studio. And then it's just having the longevity, take care of your throat. When you get to your 40s and your 50s, your voice start changing and it have the wear and tear. Go get your voice checked. Go see an ENT. And there's another doctor that is above that I didn't even know about. Right now, I can't even think of what it's called, but it's higher than an ENT. But they talk about vocal health. And we had a doctor. I wish I'd have known. I could have looked up the doctor. Zupta, I think is Dr. Zupta in Beverly Hills. She came to Vegas by way of my friend Michelle Johnson. So thankful for her. Had us line up and she looked at all of our throats. She sat us down, talked about vocal health. She said our vocals are like an athlete. They got to take a break. They got to get a massage. She was telling us about a vocal massage. And you have to go and get that done and learn how to do it. I had no idea. All I knew was don't eat chocolate, don't eat cheese, no milk. Watch your intake and try not to have like lemons. It depends on, so you don't want to bring on acid, or don't drink coffee. And it's just certain things. But as you grow, you learn for what's right for your body. Right. Some people take some Grand Marnier and that's the only way they can sing, or a shot of whiskey. That's not my thing. That's only happens if I have a cold. Right. It's just like little things that's like you can't get to certain things. There's Beans Bowles. He was in at Motown when it first started, and he was part of that Motown Review. And he saw me sick when we were working at the Attic, and that time I was doing a tribute to Tina Turner, and he said, take some hot water, some lemon, and some cayenne pepper and drink it. Okay. It knocked that cold out really quick. Just the old school remedies. Go back to the herbs. You don't have to be taking all this crazy stuff over the counter. Don't take any allergy medicine or anything when you're having drainage. I have drainage all the time, but I had to learn to stop taking it because it would dry your throat out. I take Chinese medicines. I'll go and I'll research herbs. I would do the natural thing, to help heal. I help my friends. I'm like, oh, you sick? Hey, oregano, zinc, let's do it. Elderberry juice. These are the natural ways of doing things. And if you're young, don't, if you haven't smoked, it's not necessary, because eventually it's going to catch up to you and it will change your voice. It will, if you have a high, it will take them down to a low. You'll start losing octaves and warm up. Definitely warm up. You know, sometimes we get lazy and you be ready, like, let's go, let's get it. We talking, we laughing, and we get to warm up. I know I have, you know, and it affects you. It does affect you in the long run. So yeah, that's, you know, and just make sure, you know, you stay focused. Young ladies, young men, or whatever, with the young ladies especially, don't let no man tell you stop your career. Don't stop your career singing for nobody, because it will be your saving grace later. Because it'll be there before him, during him, and after.
Hey, what a list of advice, ladies. You heard her. Do not let anybody steal your joy. If that's what you really enjoy, make sure you do. And when it comes to legalese, what do you think the vast majority of these young folk, what do they miss when they could do more legally? Do you think they should just rely on, some people say, well, just go out to the internet and they'll tell you everything. But do you think that they should have somebody look over their contracts sometimes?
Yes. Yes. I have been very close to getting record deals in my time. And I'm so glad that I hired an entertainment lawyer to look it over, because those contracts are tragic. Some of them are, you wonder why Tony Braxton, hit records, no money, bankruptcy. TLC, making all this money, #1 girl group, no money. New Edition, on the road, selling out stadiums, go back home, living in the hood, never making any money. You know, look over the contracts. It's everything. There was one contract that I remember. I had a manager that we were going to work together, and he was this young girl, Tiffany. She was like 16 when she came out. She had a song called "I Think We're Alone Now." So he was going to use that same thing with me. He was like, oh, you know, you got that old school soul sound. Like, we're going to do something like that with you and send you through the malls and, you know, on tour. I looked at that contract, and it was like 100% publishing he was going to take. There was merchandising, all goes to him. I would have to tour for at least 10 years before I started making money.
What?
So some of them bad. Yeah, bad. And he took me out. He had my lawyer. He sent his lawyer with me to dinner. Had a bottle of wine, so I guess he thought I was going to get drunk and just sign. He read the whole contract. When he said, okay, here's the pen. I said, yeah, now I got to take it to my lawyer.
No, that's
Thank
right.
you for going over it with me. So, and you know, young people, don't do drugs, period, point blank. You want to be sober, because when they find out you got a weak link for something, that's when they give you more, and it'll take you out of here. You know, you don't do that. So you have to make sure you want a clear head, clear mind, you know,
right,
when you're going out there, because people are there, they're there to take advantage.
That's so sad. So sad.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go back to your show. We want to make sure we blow up your show. We need everybody to be out there buying tickets right now for the March 25th, 8 p.m.
Aretha's birthday.
What does it feel like when it's going to be on her birthday?
This is a blessing. I pray, and this was like prayers being answered. I'm so excited, because I haven't been to Detroit, and I come visit, but just to do a show, and see my peers. People are coming from elementary, junior high, high school, church. I used to go to Ebenezer, AME. Everyone's coming from college. This is such a blessing. It's going to be like a reunion.
Right.
It's going down.
I know that's right. It's going to be at the soundboard. At the soundboard.
Yes. All my childhood sweethearts are coming.
Oh, she said all her childhood sweethearts. Now they can see where you are today. See what they missed.
Oh yeah. Or see where it goes.
I know that's right. No, that's right. So, gosh, I'm excited for you. So, give it to them one more time. Tell them where, when, what time, how they can find their tickets, because we want to make sure that everybody understands that.
You get your tickets at Ticketmaster, Soulville, Respect to the Queen at the Motor City Casino Soundboard, March 25th, 8 o'clock.
How many tickets can you sell for this event? And how large of a venue is this?
1,500.
You want every single seat filled to the rim, and some of y'all might need to stand up.
Yes, standing room only. That's what we want. That's the next prayer.
I know that's right.
From your list to God is, honey.
Only, and we expect that that's exactly what's going to happen. Wow, what an opportunity for you. Listen, I can't even imagine what that must be like to be singing Aretha, and you're going to be dressed like her in some of your songs.
Yes, I have chills just thinking about it. Sometimes I can't even sleep at night because I'm thinking about, I'm so excited. Actually, it brings little tears in my eyes.
That's all right. I know that's right, as you should be. So you have your wardrobes all ready and all of that already?
Ready, wigs, shoes, ready to go. Ready to go. Tambourine, ready to go.
Listen, Detroit, not just Detroit. If you're someplace else, fly into Detroit for the show. That's what I'm going to have to do. So join us all in Detroit on March 25th at the Soundboard. Is that MGM? Motor City.
It's a Motor City.
That's Motor City
Casino.
Soundboard. I love Motor City Casino. Okay. I get to go there with Misty Love when I'm there. So yeah. So March 25th, 8 p.m. Do not miss this tribute to Aretha Franklin, whatever you do. And it's on her birthday. What a way to honor her. And I'm sure she's going to be just smiling on you.
Yes. So we're going to turn up for Aretha Franklin. Yes.
Well, you all hear that little music in the background playing in my ear that tells me it's time for me to go, but don't miss the show. March 25th, 8 p.m., Soundboard. Ticketmaster, get your tickets now. Right now, it's just the end of February. Today, tomorrow, next couple days, the end of February. And this show will be on March 25th on Aretha's birthday. Come out and let's support Denita Asberry. I'm excited about it.
I am too. Come see your homegirl.
I know that's right. Thank you, sweetheart, for allowing me this opportunity to interview you. I certainly look forward to seeing you on March 25th. Listen, you all, you can watch The Opening Statement, which is my show that comes on Tampa Bay TV on Roku every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. It's called The Opening Statement. You can also watch Where They Now every Thursday night at 7:30 on Detroit Hot Television Facebook. We're expanding and we're going to be on Instagram and on TikTok and on all the other platforms. So you will be able to see us. Please don't forget to go to Dianne Hart on YouTube, like and subscribe and hit the bell so each time I upload a new video, you will be notified. So thank you very much and bye-bye.
Detroit Hot Television on the cutting edge of urban internet TV.
Yeah. What you wanna do with it? If I give it to you, what you gonna do? I'm that kind of lady, you're that kind of man. Touching me on the floor, caress me with your hand. Ain't nobody tonight gonna do me right like you. Yes, I'm with you, baby, let's see what it does. As I move my body from left to right. Boy, you got that swag on, you're looking out of sight. You smelling sexy with that good cologne. Keep on dancing on me, baby, you really turn me on. You can do what you gotta do, so why to go back to your crib, babe. Hurry up and slam that door. The clock is ticking like 1, 2, and 3. Can't you feel this heat, babe, jumping right off of me? You said you ain't never felt no one like this. As you grab my hand, we hug and kiss. I said I'm yours today, and I'm sexy brown. When you come for me, boy, you know how it goes down. You can do what you gotta do. So while you tripping, I can see you tripping, baby. You can do what you gotta do. So while you tripping, I can see you yelling, baby. You can hug me from the front, you can hug me from the back. Make me grab my head, babe, I'm gonna have a heart attack. You can squeeze me from the right, you can squeeze me from the left. Make me grab my legs, babe, I'm running out of breath. You can hold me from the front, you can hold me from the back. Make me grab my legs, babe, I want it just like that. You can kiss me on the right, you can kiss me on the left. Make me grab my legs, baby,